1/4 of that in there. Eyeballing it.
That's what cooking's all about.
Very good. All right, now you can either dive right in with your hands or you can use your spoonula. There you go. Which are your favorite utensils in the kitchen, right?
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong. Once you have it incorporated, then you can go ahead and wash up, and we're gonna make a quick sauce to go in there to flavor everything up. All right, so Colin here has a really great tip on how to easily grate the ginger, right?
Clean it.
To clean it, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna teach him how to grate it,
Yeah,
my bad.
I've never done that. So, all right, what you do is take just a regular spoon. You just press it against it like that, and you just slide it right on off.
That is really easy.
It's like skinning a potato almost.
That is-
It's that simple.
That's actually even easier than when I use my grater, my peeler, I mean.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And you just do one end of it that you're gonna use. We're using what?
We're gonna use about a teaspoon or so, yeah.
So that's plenty.
Fantastic. All right, so we talked a lot about texture earlier, and we decided that neither one of us is a big fan of the hairiness that is ginger. So in order to get that, eliminate that from your dish, I grate it. And I just use my small side grater. There's all kinds of microplanes and micro graters and all these things that are out there, and I wish I had one, but I don't. But I do have this handy dandy 4-sided box grater with the handle broke off. Like everything else in my kitchen. Yes. So all I do is just grate it along that. And it just kind of smashes itself against there. And then I'm gonna use your spoon and pull that right off like that. Across the grain. And I not only have freshly grated ginger that's hair free, but I have a little bit of essence of ginger too. So we're gonna put all of that in there. So let's get rid of that and put all of that in your little bowl there. And that's gonna give it a whole new element of aroma. And what would you describe ginger as? It's very pungent, first of all.
Yeah, it's just very strong. It's like, it's got the strength of an herb,
Yeah?
but I don't know, it's just,
It's
it's
a
a great,
root.
yeah, it's a great spice, I guess.
There you go. It's turned into spice. You can grind it up and then shake it on stuff. All right, we're gonna also use some soy sauce, and we're gonna need just about 1 teaspoon is all. So just a little.
Teaspoon or two?
Yeah, it's not much. Eyeball it, and you can tell exactly what's gonna be too much because you're only adding it to that much food. Perfect. All right, now we also need some rice wine vinegar, and this is gonna be like a couple of shakes. Boom, boom. And remember, it's kind of a big opening. There you go. Maybe give it one more. That first one was a little small. Now, the rice wine vinegar is best friends with soy sauce. So 9 out of 10 times, no matter what you're doing, if you're gonna use the soy sauce, you can almost always use the rice vinegar, and it will only be complementary to what you're doing.
Wonderful.
All right.
I did not know that.
Ah, my friend Don Bach taught me that. Okay, now we're gonna use a little bit of dry sherry. Ugh, disgusting.
Wonderful.
But to cook with, good. And again, about a teaspoon. Fantastic. You don't want this to be too wet, but you definitely don't want it to be too dry because you need it to be able to kind of ball up inside of the pot sticker dough. All right, now we need to add a little bit of cornstarch. Cornstarch is used all the time in Asian cooking as a thickening agent. So you're gonna just, a small little heap, yeah, like about that, perfect. And in it goes. Have you ever felt cornstarch when
Yeah,
it feels like?
no, I
It's
don't like
wicked,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you get that feeling of when somebody's scratching a
Yeah.
top or
It's so weird. If you've never felt cornstarch, just
Yeah, go get a box and play with it.
Yeah, it is trippy. All right, we need some salt. So of course we're gonna eyeball that. You can tell how much you need for that. If it was on your plate, how much would you use? And then minus a little bit because you probably oversalt your food. It's very presumptuous, but you also have to keep in mind the soy sauce is very salty. All right, now let's go ahead and get that all incorporated. Use that little spoon you had from earlier. Make sure and mix it all together, get that ginger all incorporated in there.
Yeah, you don't want to bite just that. That's
No.
not good.
Ginger's really good for you. It's got a lot of nutritional value.
Really?
I can't quote it to you right now, but I know it's good for you. If you put it in tea, it's even better. Okay, now this part is really fun. Two things have to happen before we can get rolling, though. We have to make a slurry. Do you know what a slurry is?
Yes.
They taught you that in school. This guy knows everything.
I learned that in art school.
That's right. That's even cooler. For those of you who don't-
Casting
Yeah.
molds.
So a slurry is sort of like a runny glue, right? And it's used to keep things together. And in this case, it's going to use to fuse our dumpling wraps together and keep all our stuff in. So you've already got this spoon that you used before. So you're going to get a nice heaping spoonful of that. That looks good. And now you're going to add a little water. Just tap water's fine. And you know what it needs to look like. For those of you at home who don't know, maybe like a tablespoon of water to that. Equal parts, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All right, that looks good. We're gonna stir it up just a little bit. You don't want it to be pasty like Elmer's glue, but you don't want it to be too watery that it doesn't do its job.
And it should thicken a little bit over time.
Yeah, and I definitely have to keep stirring it as I use it. Otherwise, it does kind of just solidify at the bottom and then
It
it's
starts to
really,
look like clay.
yeah, it's hard to get out too. All right, so you can kind of see it's still nice and runny, but it's white and looks bluish. Yeah. All right, we're gonna clean up just a little bit and prepare our space so that we can get to dumpling making. All right. So of course, if you're gonna have pot stickers, you've gotta have the dipping sauce,
Absolutely.
which is somebody's favorite part. I could literally kind of drink it with a straw.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Well, it's, you could eat that with
Yes.
a spoon.
Yes, we did eat it with a spoon earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the ingredients. This is a sweet chili paste. It is spicy,
Very.
but it's sweet, and it's pasty. See how that all works together? So we're gonna start with this, and I want you to do one good heaping spoon, but not crazy, because remember, I can't.
Yeah.
I like it hot, but I also like to taste every bite. That looks fantastic. Oh, can you smell that? It's like fresh chilies pureed down, and with just a little bit of honey or sugar or something in there to make it sweeter. All right, now we're gonna add some soy sauce, and you need about a quarter cup of that. Now we're making this ahead of time so that it all has time to get the flavors to blend and do what I call making friends. All right, fantastic. Now we're gonna do about 1 teaspoon of the rice wine vinegar. I'd give it a little bit more. I like that stuff. Perfect. And it cuts the heat down from the chili paste just a little bit. That vinegar does.
It's not fun.
I know. All right, now this is sesame oil, guys. Be careful with the sesame oil. It is super potent, super strong. We're gonna add about 1 tablespoon total, so we're gonna give it a full spoon there. It's really thick. It's so aromatic.
It's like a
Perfect.
canola oil, honey.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't taste anything like that.
no, not at all. But it's real nutty flavored. It's so good. All right, and then we need just a little bit of sugar and about a half a teaspoon. So just give it about a half, a little less. There you go. That looks good. Put that in there, and then stir it all up, and we'll taste it and see where we're at. We want it to be a little bit sweet, a little bit hot from the sweet chili paste. Of course, salty and delicious from the soy sauce.
Oh yeah.
I love soy sauce.
We may need more soy sauce.
We can always add it in. That's the great thing about doing it this way. Do it a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take away.
Yep.
All right, now try it and do like I do and just finger it or whatever. It does need more soy sauce. A little bit.
It's just like, it's not salty.
No, and it tastes a lot like the sesame oil. So let's add a little bit more soy sauce in. Go for it. Just start pouring it, I'll tell you when. Stop! I'm kidding, go for it. That's good. Yeah, I'm serious, that's good. You can tell because the color changed.
You just,
That's how I roll, man. I just fly by the seat of my pants. Moment to moment. Name that movie. Alright, let me taste it one more time. I used a different finger. That's spot on, buddy. Alright. Alright, guys. This is probably the most advanced part of the meal. All it's gonna do though is just kind of test your patience more than your skill at this point, okay?
Alright.
These can be done in a number of different ways, but this is how I learned to pleat my pot stickers. Sometimes you can just find them to where they're just stuck together and thrown in the pan though. So if pretty isn't your thing, then however you need to do it, alright? But what we've got here, we have these wonderful round dumpling wrappers. I got them at my local Asian market, which I got almost all of my ingredients tonight for because it's so much cheaper than going to the regular grocery store and getting the ethnic foods that are available.
Sometimes cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. And way wider variety too.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the dumpling skin and it's just gonna go straight down onto our little mat. I've got these mats here because this way nothing sticks to it. If you've got a cutting board or something at home, that would probably work too. Alright, so we're gonna take a little bit of the filling, and you don't need a whole lot because they're not very big. However, you don't want to disappoint and have all wrapper and no meat inside. So we're gonna make a little pile right in the center. Very good. And then we're gonna take that slurry that we made that was the mixture of cornstarch and water, a little glue, and we're gonna do that all the way around the perimeter.
Perimeters, yeah.
I like to make up words as I cook as well. So
That's
once
all
you,
new language.
yeah. Once you've got that nice and moist, then you're just going to carefully peel it off your mat, and then you're going to stick it together right at the top like that. From there, you're going to fold it over once to make a little pleat. Fold it over again, and again, and again until you run out of room. And then you're going to come back and do the exact same thing on the other side. So they kind of meet in the middle. And what that does is it's going to create a nice pocket for all the steam to be caught in there, and then that's going to cook all those raw ingredients that we used. I know, it's kind of a trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never in a million years would have thought that you could cook something this way. And I certainly,
Awesome.
beautiful! Fantastic! Mine are a little fat.